Well, good day to you, viewers of the Outcasted OC. My name is, well, you probably know my name, but you don't know why I'm here, so I am about to tell you. Now, Monday Night Raw was full of deals this week, and after WrestleMania, it seems like there have been a few deals going on in WWE, and as you know, I'm a fan of deals myself. It looks like Paul Heyman has been making deals with Brock Lesnar. He made a deal with the Judgment Day this very week. And WWE came to me with a deal themselves and said, Mr. Well, you already know my name, as I say. Can you help us out this week? And I said, possibly. They said, can you make Monday Night Raw watchable? Can you make Monday Night Raw entertaining? And I was like, we can see what can be done. So what did I do? I put together some great matches for them. I put together some great segments for them. And this week's Monday Night Raw actually turned out to be entertaining. So, before I hand it over to someone who you might know a little bit better than me, I'm going to ask you to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm going to ask you to go onto TikTok and follow the channel and go to Instagram and do the exact same thing. Why am I promoting Outcasted OC? Well, it's because a deal of their own has been made. Rudy Poo Candy Ass. I'll see you soon.
Hello? Hello? Oh, oh, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Monday Night Raw. Sorry, I've been busy. I had someone cover for me. I hope he did a good job. With the whole advertising and all that sort of stuff. So let's just get into it. Monday Night Raw. Oh God, I've been busy. I've been busy. Okay. It's been a wild morning. It's been a wild morning. It's been a wild start to the day. But speaking of wild starts, let's get straight into Monday Night Raw. We have the, I nearly said the OC. I wish the OC were there. Where are they? We have the Bloodline coming out. Not all of them. Don't get all excited. Roman Reigns is not there, but we do have the Usos, Solo Sikoa, Paul Heyman, all coming out. Why does Jey Uso tuck his t-shirt so far into his goddamn pants? That's my only question. It winds the crap out of me. It really, really winds the crap out of me. It just looks so stupid. I don't. Right. Anyway, so right, I'm getting sidetracked already. It's barely been 3 minutes. Paul Heyman gets on the microphone and says, "We have an historic announcement for tonight." And before he can even announce it, Judgment Day's music hits, and immediately I'm thinking, okay, okay, this is about to get interesting right here. Why are the Judgment Day interrupting the Bloodline? Are they annoyed that they're on Monday Night Raw? Are they annoyed that they're invading their territory? All of these things are going through my head. Turns out, no, and I'm assuming that's what the Usos were thinking about the whole territory thing. I think Solo Sikoa was the only one that actually knew what was going on apart from Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman gets on the microphone and tells everybody to calm the F down, yo, because approved by Roman Reigns for a short time only, the Judgment Day and the Bloodline are on the same page and they're going to be taking care of each other's business. Now, I don't really know why the Bloodline need to help the Judgment Day take care of Bad Bunny. He's not a wrestler. Um, he is not an athlete. He's a he's a music star. Um, I don't know why that needs to happen, but they're going to take care of another problem tonight as well. As long as the Judgment Day does their side and takes care of Kevin Owens, Matt Riddle, and Sami Zayn later on tonight in the main event, there's a bit of tension between the Judgment Day and the Bloodline. Obviously, considering, I mean, Paul Heyman even brings this up, especially considering that Finn Balor once went to war with Roman Reigns. Considering that there's a bit of tension going on with Solo Sikoa and Rhea Ripley. I don't know if it's sexual tension or just tension. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's who's the bigger badass in the group, or who's got the bigger muscles, or who can stay quieter for the longest. And Solo Sikoa is obviously winning that battle. So Paul Heyman goes, "Hey Jay, can you?" Because they're all stood in a line, right? "Hey Jay, can you swap with Solo Sikoa so he's not directly looking at Rhea Ripley?" Solo does that, and then Rhea Ripley swaps with, I believe, Finn Balor to stand in front of Solo Sikoa again. I'm loving this. I don't know where this is going between Rhea and Solo. It's kind of like a background storyline that's been like barely been like looked at over the past couple of months, but it's happened twice now that Rhea Ripley and Solo Sikoa have had a little bit of a thing going on. It's weird and I love it. So anyway, Solo Sikoa apparently tonight is going to take care of Rey Mysterio. That match is going to happen right now. So let's go. Rey Mysterio versus Solo Sikoa. A really interesting little combination of people here for me. And you got Solo Sikoa, who's the powerhouse, who can still I wouldn't say green in the ring, but like he's not been on the main roster for very long. Really holds his own against most of the people. So I was interested to see how he was going to face a smaller guy like Rey Mysterio. And in my opinion, they had quite good chemistry together. Rey Mysterio, like classic Rey Mysterio, like trying to chop down, work down the big man to finally get that 619 in place. There is a point in this match where Rey actually does get the 619 on Solo Sikoa, and Solo Sikoa kicks out of it. Very impressive from Solo Sikoa, kicking out of the 619. You don't see many people doing that these days. All the way through the match, Solo Sikoa is quite dominant. Rey Mysterio is playing the counter game all the way through the match, avoiding Solo Sikoa's big moves, countering, let's say, where he runs and does sort of like the Umaga spot where he like runs into the corner with his ass. Rey Mysterio moves out of the way of that. He tries to counter the Samoan drop. He does that a few times. He moves out the way of the Samoan spike. That also happens. So during the end of the match, the Usos go to come out and start causing a load of nonsense. But then you got the LWO coming out and fighting on Rey Mysterio's side. So that's another group on Monday Night Raw. Now you've got the Bloodline, you've got the LWO, and you got the Judgment Day all on the same roster, all on the same night. Absolute chaos. But it doesn't help Rey Mysterio as Rey goes for another 619, actually hits the 619. Solo Sikoa gets up before he can do the big splash. Samoan spike to Rey Mysterio, and 1, 2, 3. Solo Sikoa comes out with the victory. Now, I don't mind this because you got Solo Sikoa there looking strong as hell. You got Rey Mysterio really serving the purpose of like the smaller guy trying to chop down the big guy, making Solo Sikoa look really, really good. I don't see a problem with it. What also I saw was interesting after the match is obviously the LWO then get in the ring to see how Rey Mysterio is doing. And then the Bloodline just start beating down the rest of the LWO. Samoan Spike here, Samoan Spike there, Samoan Spike everywhere. Once again, making Solo Sikoa look really, really strong. I don't know what they've got planned for Solo in the future, but like he is dominant. He has always been dominant. But this match really showed how much they're investing into Solo Sikoa. I don't know who backstage is pushing that, but I'm glad they're doing it because he's a very, very good talent. But yeah, as I say, Rey Mysterio really serving his purpose. Doesn't need anything else. The one thing that I did keep noticing in this match is, hang on, give me a moment, guys. Sorry about that. I am still ill. The one thing I did notice and kept making me laugh in this match was Rey Mysterio's mohawk on his mask looks exactly like Solo Sikoa's hair. And I just kept on looking at it thinking, like, Rey Mysterio just looks like he's taking the piss out of Solo. It looked really funny. There's a bit there's a segment backstage next where you've got Chad Gable and Maxine Dupree arguing over Otis or Otis, whatever side you're on, saying if the draft is coming up, the Alpha Academy needs to stay together. We're a tag team. And then Maxine Dupree is like, no, Chaz or Chad. I can't remember what she called Chad. And he's like, no, Otis needs to come to Maxine's side. Can you not see, Mr. Pierce, that it would look great with Maxine and Otis on one side? You got Solo. You got. I keep saying Solo. I am obsessed with this guy. You've got Otis in the background saying, "Yeah, oh yeah." Chad Gable's like, "Shoo!" He's absolutely having none of it. As you can imagine, he's not very happy about that situation. After that, we get a recap of Damage Control from the week earlier. And I think this is sowing the seeds of Damage Control splitting up because we see him arguing. We're seeing Dakota Kai and Io Sky really going into Bailey saying, like, you've had your opportunities of the women's championships. Where's our opportunity? When's it going to come? Like, you know, your time is up. Our time is now. You can't see me. My time is now. So Bailey obviously is probably going to be getting frustrated with Damage Control. Damage Control's getting frustrated with Bailey. And then speaking of Damage Control, we get a match next about it is Bianca Belair versus Dakota Kai. I was just double checking to see if this is the next match. Another really good match in my opinion here. You've got the athleticism and the strength of Bianca Belair versus the athleticism and the hard hitting strikes of Dakota Kai. It really gels well together. Dakota Kai, to be fair, gets a lot of offense in on this match. In terms of her counter game is really, really strong. I thought it was very good how they're kind of bigging up Dakota Kai. And obviously with Io Sky last week winning the Fatal 4-Way match, they're bigging these two up to be massive single stars. And I have a feeling they're going to be splitting Damage Control up in the draft, which I'm fine with. I am so over Damage Control. They're doing absolutely nothing with these three women when in actual fact they should have been the dominant faction in WWE ever since last year's SummerSlam. And they've really done nothing apart from two mediocre tag team championship runs, and Bailey has had nothing come from Damage Control. She hasn't had a championship run. She hasn't had a great feud with anyone apart from maybe the Bianca Belair ladder match, which, to be honest with you, wasn't exactly my cup of tea. I thought they could have done a lot more with Bailey and Bianca, but no, I'm fine with Damage Control splitting up. Put Io Sky on SmackDown, keep Dakota Kai on Raw, maybe even send Bailey down to NXT. Me and Ross were discussing this a couple of days ago, but I believe it was me and Ross, about how it would be cool to have Bailey go down back to NXT, like she was the big hugger when she left NXT, and now she can come back as the bitter heel. I think that would be great. Give Bailey an NXT championship run, maybe her facing Indy Hartwell. I think that would be a really, really good feud. But let me know what you think of that in the comments. Has that got potential? Has that got work to it? I think it does. I really think it does. We get an announcement after this that Bronson Bad Bunny is appearing next week on Monday Night Raw. I don't know why. I'm assuming it's probably to get in, probably get it into it with the Judgment Day, because apparently Judgment Day needs help bringing down Bad Bunny. But yeah, anyway, after this, we do get a little bit of a segment in the backstage area where Paul comes over to the Judgment Day and reiterates that they need to make sure that they fulfill the end of the bargain now that Solo has dealt with Rey Mysterio. Finn Balor is probably just meh, you know, like on the side of how did we do taking care of Rey, and Finn's like meh. Paul's not very happy about this. Rhea Ripley tells Paul to get out, and on his way out, Paul Heyman's like, call Roman Reigns. He just I just love this segment. I just think it's funny. Like the interaction between the Judgment Day and Paul Heyman is very good. I don't know if they're gonna I don't know if that's gonna continue into next week and the week after or not, but I would like to see it. Paul Heyman is making, like I said, a lot of deals backstage. I mean, you've got the whole Cody Rhodes thing that's going on with Brock Lesnar. I have a feeling that it might have been orchestrated by Paul Heyman. Obviously, the deal between the Judgment Day and the Bloodline has been orchestrated by Paul Heyman, approved, quote unquote, by Roman Reigns. But I think Paul Heyman is in the ear of a lot of people in WWE at the minute, so it'll be interesting to see and keep an eye on where he's going in the future. Let's have a look next. What do we have next? But once again, guys, let me know what you think of the comments of the whole Paul Heyman thing. I think there's something suspicious going on with it. I really do think there's something suspicious going on. Cody Rhodes is out next. Cody Rhodes comes to the ring and said he gave Brock Lesnar a load of pleasantries last week and was just greeted by disrespect, basically, from him. I really like this segment because Cody Rhodes obviously usually wears a suit out to the ring. He doesn't. He comes out in his ring gear. He's ready to fight Brock Lesnar. Adam Pearce comes out and says Cody isn't cleared, so save it for another time. Cody Rhodes like, okay, fine. He goes to get out of the ring, changes his mind, grabs a chair, gets back into the ring. Adam Pearce is forced to bring a load of security out, followed then by Brock Lesnar, who stands on the stage just saying, "Come at me, bro. Let's go. Let's do this." I'm all for heel Brock Lesnar if he's actually into the character. It's interesting to see Brock Lesnar as a heel without Paul Heyman like backing him or doing the talking for him, which I'm absolutely fine with. Like I think everyone forgets Brock Lesnar can actually cut a promo. Brock Lesnar is actually good at character work. He was doing it like years and years ago, back in like 2002, 2003. So he can definitely do it. And he looks like he's enjoying himself. So Cody Rhodes like batters all of these security guards in the ring, goes to go out and face Brock Lesnar. More security guards come out. Like Cody Rhodes tries to run through him, like just starts fighting all of them. Meanwhile, Brock Lesnar leaves the stage and just walks off. I'm like, okay then. Brock Lesnar probably just got paid like 200K to stand there, to stand there and say, "Come at me, bro," and now he's leaving. If that's what WWE want to spend the money on. After that, we get Brock, like a video of Brock Lesnar like leaving the arena. Nothing really to talk about here. The fans are booing him. Brock Lesnar, like I said, once again playing this character very, very well. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was phenomenal. This whole segment because it makes Cody Rhodes look like a valiant baby face, calling Brock Lesnar a coward, by the way, saying he hung around cowboys while he was younger all of his life. And Brock, you are not a cowboy. You are a coward. I was like, wow, okay, Cody. Nice little promo there at the end. Like, I like the direction that Cody Rhodes is going into here. If you're not going to put the title on him, which I thought was a bad idea anyway, then at least put him in some interesting segments, like I say. And this is the way to go. If you want him to beat Brock Lesnar, or if you want him at least to go into a legitimate feud with somebody, Brock Lesnar would be right at the top of the list for me as someone who would want him to face. It legitimizes him as like top of the card if he defeats him, kind of like it did for Seth Rollins a couple of years ago. So I'm all down for this. Speaking of Seth Rollins, and this was a massive surprise for me, guys. The Miz versus Seth Rollins. This was match of the night. This was really, really good. This was 2016 Miz all over again when he had the Intercontinental Championship. I was very surprised that Miz was getting so much offense in on Seth Rollins. It was absolutely fantastic match. There was a really cool moment here where Miz goes for his classic DDT. Do you know where he swings his legs back and then like goes into the DDT? He rolls through and does the DDT again just to get more emphasis on the move. Seth Rollins kicks out at 2. The brawling outside, the brawling inside the ring. There's a really cool segment here at the end of the match where the Miz goes for the skull-crushing finale off the top rope, but Seth manages to counter, goes for that massive, huge superplex that he does straight into the Falcon Arrow, sets it up for the stomp. Miz gets stomped 1, 2, 3. Miz was with a losing effort here, but like a really more serious and intensive Miz than we're used to seeing. I don't know why this match was so like impressive for the Miz. I thought this was just going to be a squash match. I really did. I don't know why it had to be so competitive, but I'm really glad it was because a lot of people forget that Miz can actually go in the ring and he can actually have very impressive matches. We've not seen that for a good couple of years. Like I said, ever since like 2016, 2017, when he had the IC championship, that's when we had peak Miz. That's when he was having his best matches of his career. And if I'm being honest with you, this match made me want to see the Miz have another championship run or maybe just a high level run once again. I thought this was a very, very good match. Seth Rollins, like I said, putting on a clinic. The Miz, a really good dance partner for Seth Rollins in this match. I thought it was very, very good. We have here next. It was a very interesting segment backstage. And it went from like funny to serious, and we have Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Matt Riddle all backstage, all getting ready for the match at and the main event tonight. So Sami Zayn says to Kevin Owens, Matt Riddle has a couple of ideas, maybe, you know, seeing as though he's helping us out with the whole bloodline situation. Matt Riddle has a couple of ideas maybe to help us. So Kevin Owens is like, how about you just leave the thinking to us, Matt, okay? But Matt's like, no, dude, listen, bro, 420, bro. You know, like Solo Sikoa tapes up his thumb for the Samoan spike. Well, maybe because I'm good at like martial arts, maybe I should tape up my toe, so I can like choke, like kick him in the throat, choke him out. I'll call it the toe, bro. And the toe, bro. I wanted to see it as soon as he said it. I was like, yes, please do that. Do that forever, please, Matt. I would love to see the toe, bro. Kevin Owens is like, what are you talking about? Matt Riddle's like, no, I'm only joking, guys. I'm actually being serious. Think about what the bloodline did to me. But I'm just like, no, go back to the toe bro thing. This was a great idea. I want to see this. I want to see the toe bro. I was like, I could actually picture Matt Riddle doing this as well. Like this surely at some point in WWE, soon enough in the bloodline storyline, Matt Riddle has got to tape up his toe and do the toe bro. That has got to be a thing that happens. I'm sorry. Like that is an opportunity that can't be missed. Like, surely, I mean, please give me that. Give me that. The frigging toe, bro. I don't know. Anyway, after this, we get a Trish Stratus recap. Obviously, once again, her turning on Becky Lynch and Lita. Apparently, she's going to be here tonight, so that'll be interesting to see her explanation for why she turned on Becky Lynch and Lita, which sounds very weird coming out now that I've said it out loud. Now we have got a. I mean, do we really talk? No, I'm not going to talk about the Bronson and Bobby recap because there's nothing really new about it. But Bobby Lashley is in action tonight against Theory. Now, for me, this was the worst match that these two have had. I thought it was very slow for the two people that was in the ring. Like, Bobby's a powerhouse, but we both know he can move. Austin Theory is one of his best attributes is he can move very fast. And I just thought this match was slow, and it more served the purpose for what happened at the end of the match. And Bobby Lashley goes to put Austin Theory in the Hurt Lock. Apparently, Bobby Lashley wanted to get his hands on Austin Theory just because before the draft, he might not have the opportunity again to do it for a long, long time. So he gets to go put him in the Hurt Lock. Bronson Reed literally comes out of nowhere, and Corey Graves said it perfectly. Like, how do you hide a man that big from everybody? He comes out of nowhere and just squashes Bobby Lashley in the corner, starts absolutely battering him inside the ring, outside the ring. He does that really impressive move from the apron where he just jumps at Bobby Lashley. Very impressive to see. I love Bronson Reed. He shoves him into the post, throws him back in the ring, goes to do a Samoan drop on him, I believe it is, when Bobby Lashley counters it and tries to get him in the Hurt Lock. Austin Theory comes out of nowhere, drop kicks Bobby Lashley, puts him again at a disadvantage. Bronson Reed grabs him again, does that, I believe it is a Samoan drop or like an avalanche, something like that, and then goes for the tsunami. I love the tsunami. It looks so good when a guy as big as Bronson Reed comes off the top rope, and the tsunami is just a perfect move. It looks, in a way, it looks so uncoordinated, but I think that really helps the move. Like, it looks so dangerous, like a guy that big coming off the top rope, and it just looks like he just throws himself at his opponent. I really enjoyed this match. Sorry, this segment, not really the match, but the segment. The match can get in the bin. I didn't really want to see Bobby versus Theory for the 900th time anyway. But something I did want to see after this match, Trish Stratus comes out and cuts a very, very good promo just to show everybody that she has not wavered on the microphone. She is as good as she has ever been. She turns around and says, she is the reason why all of us are into women's wrestling these days. It wasn't the whole, I thought it was Trish Stratus and Lita, but that started the women's revolution. She goes, no, it was all me. I main evented Monday Night Raw. I was the best women's champion. I made you guys interested in women's wrestling. And if it wasn't for me, there wouldn't be any women's main events at WrestleMania. She talks about how she had to get Lita out of the way because she was kissing up to Becky Lynch, and it was making her cringe, and it made her feel sick, the fact that this was all going on. She liked Becky Lynch at first because she was the man, she was doing her thing, but then she started to think to herself, wait, does she actually believe her own hype? I'm going to go be friends with Becky Lynch to see if she actually believes it. And turns out she thinks she did. That's why she attacked Becky Lynch and Lita. She also goes on to say that she is not a nostalgia act. She is not your teenage fantasy. She is the greatest women's wrestler of all time. She's the most important figure in WWE history, and she comes second fiddle to absolutely no one. This promo from Trish Stratus was very, very good, guys. I cannot stress enough that, like, go and watch this. If you don't want to watch the whole of Monday Night Raw and you want to pick out some segments to watch instead of a 3-hour show, go and watch this Trish Stratus segment. It was very, very nice to see her get back on the microphone and just cut a promo. Absolutely loved it. Very enjoyable. Trish Stratus has still got it on the microphone, and in my opinion, she's still got it in the ring as well. Guys, go and watch that. We got a Cody interview backstage where he doesn't really say anything new. He just says everything has been working against him so far in since he's come back to WWE. He had an injury, then he lost at WrestleMania, and then Brock Lesnar attacked him. And like management looks like they try to put it all on him because where the security guards up that are holding back Brock Lesnar, they all came at Cody. So it looks like the only way he's gonna have to solve his problem is to smash through it. And I'm just like, okay, cool, Cody. Cool story, bro. I didn't really know why that had to happen, to be honest with you. There's a segment backstage again here where apparently Boogs is very worried about the draft scene, as though he's only just come to Monday Night Raw and he's scared that he's going to get split up. The Street Profits are like, hey, listen, it's the draft. Anyone can get split up. Anyone can move. And then obviously the point gets brought up where even tag teams can get split up and the Street Profits get worried and walk away. Akira Tozawa turns up out of nowhere and says Boogs is big star. Boogs, everyone's going to want Boogs. Elias also says he'll be the first one to get drafted, obviously. So wherever he goes, he'll put in a good word for Boogs. Akira Tozawa, like I said, he's there. Baron Corbin shows up and Akira Tozawa says, no one is interested in you. You suck. Like, nobody wants you. Baron Corbin gets annoyed at this, and that's where the segment ends. It was a nice little segment. I just thought it was a little bit... It was entertaining. Didn't last too long. I was absolutely fine with it, to be honest with you. We get another segment here where it was just a bit rubbish. He's literally one of the only most boring segments on this show, to be honest, tonight. We get Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green versus who are they even facing? Who was it that they was even facing? Oh yeah, that's it. It was Mia Yim and Candice LeRae. Like literally, the only interesting part about this match was the fact that Nikki Cross was watching the match in the front row. I don't know what they're doing with this whole stalking storyline. Hopefully, it ends up with Sanity coming back, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on with it. I hope the Way comes back or Sanity comes back or something happens so that we see Nikki Cross getting more TV time. We see Candice LeRae getting more TV time because I have no idea what they are doing with this women's division on Monday Night Raw. This sucked, and it didn't need to happen. All it did was set up the match on Friday between Raquel and Liv and Chelsea and Sonya for the Women's Tag Team Championships, but it didn't even really do a good job of doing that. So whatever, it is what it is. One of the only impressive thing in this match was the fact that Mia Yim went on a pretty good run in this match, and it just made me want to see Mia Yim in more matches. Is the OC over? Is Mia Yim out of the OC? Like, why are they not working together just because AJ Styles isn't there? It makes no sense to me. It really doesn't. I don't understand why just because AJ Styles isn't there, you can't book the OC well. Like you got Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, and Mia Yim there. Like you've got a little mini faction going on. Can you get them involved in something more interesting, please? I don't know. Well, speaking of something that actually was interesting, was the main event, guys. We are finally at the main event. We have got Matt Riddle, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens versus the Bloodline. No, it's not. It's versus the Judgment Day. I got all hyped there and said the wrong thing. Versus the Judgment Day. The Bloodline's in a couple of weeks at Backlash, God damn it. From the Judgment Day, we have obviously Finn, Dom, and Damian Priest. I will say something. It looks like they're positioning Damian Priest in the Bloodline as more of a stronger figure. And like not in terms of like in the match, because he always looks good in the match, but like he always had a little bit more to say on Monday Night Raw this week, which is always good to see. Because Damian Priest should be more in a high prominent position in the group that he's in. For me, he's like one of the most important people in that group, like even more than Finn Balor, because he's there every week. He has matches every week. He cuts great promos when he's allowed to be on the microphone, when Rhea Ripley isn't on the microphone, when Dominic isn't on the microphone. But this was good. Rhea Ripley gets thrown out quite early into this matchup. It's not even a very long match. It mainly serves the purpose for what happens afterwards, where a massive brawl just ensues. The Judgment Day do lose to Sami, Kevin, Matt, But then all of a sudden, the Usos and Solo Sikoa come out of nowhere and start beating those guys down. The LWO come out of nowhere and then start beating down the Usos and like Solo Sikoa. There's a massive brawl just because everything that happened all over Monday Night Raw this week. I thought it was great. I don't know if this is going to set up something between the LWO, Bad Bunny, and the Judgment Day because they were also brawling as well. I wouldn't mind seeing in at Backlash like maybe just like a faction war. Guys, honestly, I felt like I was watching Monday Night Raw in 1997 when it was like the gang wars all over again with Los Boricuas and the what was the biker gang called? And then obviously you've got the Nation of Domination. I really felt like I was in the 90s at the end of this. I thought it was very, very good. But what did you guys think of Monday Night Raw? Let me know in the comments. Like, did you think it was a very good Raw? For me, I thought it was one of the better Raws of the year. I honestly did. I thought Monday Night Raw, to me, and hang on a minute, guys, because I'm just grabbing something. Can you still hear me? Sorry about this. There we go. There we go. Sorry, it was my mouse that was going off. Sorry. It was really entertaining. We had some great matches. We had some great segments backstage. I actually enjoyed watching Monday Night Raw this week. I thought it was a step up from the past couple of weeks. I've only just kind of managed to catch up to the Raws because I think I said on the SmackDown show last week I hadn't had a chance to really watch any of them. So I managed to catch up and watch a couple of segments, and I thought this was a strong episode of Monday Night Raw. I think it's set up for a lot of things for Backlash in the future. I think we've got some great matches and feuds coming up in the future as well. Like I said, let me know what you guys think in the comments. If I was to give it a rating, I would probably give Monday Night Raw an 8 this week or a 7.5. Honestly, I thought it was great for a 3-hour show. They filled it quite well, and I love the whole backstage deals and everything that Paul Heyman's doing with the Judgment Day, and I think Brock Lesnar, in my opinion. Guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video and share it to all of your busy mates and your family and your dog and your neighbors who you don't like and probably steal the newspapers when they're not looking. Guys, go follow the channel on TikTok and on Instagram at OutcastedOC. If you want to follow me and want to hear more of my BS, you can follow me on TikTok also at Rudy Poo Candy Ass. I also have a channel that covers Star Wars at the Crimson Guild. You can go follow that if you want to. Follow me on Instagram at Hypebeast. That's RHYST instead of Hypebeast. Just something that I come up with. But with that being said, guys, once again, let me know what you think of this show in the comments. Did you enjoy it? Am I talking a load of nonsense? Was it not as good as, I'm saying it is? But I thought it was great anyway. But with that being said, guys, have a great Tuesday. Peace out.